Wang Wang and Funi, as I reflect on your time here, it's hard to believe 15 years have gone by. You've eaten so much bamboo and made so many people smile. Goodbye, dear friends. You will be missed. Yep, pretty soon, Australia's favourite pandas, Australia's only pandas in fact, will be getting on a plane and heading back to China. You see, while these two may be adopted South Australians, they don't belong to us. Like nearly all the giant pandas in zoos around the world, these two are on loan, or rather on lease, for $1 million a year from China. And China doesn't lease out its pandas lightly. So when Wang Wang and Funi arrived in 2009, it was seen as a good sign for our diplomatic relationship.
And I joined the Prime Minister in welcoming your gift of pandas to Australia.
We love the pandas, but a lot of this is spearheading economic development and an improvement of our economic relationship with China.
These two are more than just adorable attractions. They're diplomats, part of a Chinese tradition that's often called panda diplomacy. Panda diplomacy can be traced back as early as 685 AD, during the Tang dynasty, when Empress Wu Zetian presented two pandas as a gift to the Japanese emperor. Fast forward to the 70s, and pandas helped to bring China and the US closer together.
The presidential jet Spirit of 76, with President and Mrs. Nixon aboard, will touch down on Monday for the start of the historic American mission to China.
While visiting China for the first time with her husband, US First Lady Pat Nixon saw her first panda at Beijing Zoo. When she was talking to the Chinese Premier, she mentioned she found the pandas cute. And, well...
Mrs. Nixon, I hear that you're going to bring over a few panda bears for us.
The Premier last night said that. He said, I know you don't have any pandas in your country, so we're going to see that you get a couple.
Over the following decades, pandas would be sent to foreign zoos at key moments, when China wanted to improve its relationship with other countries, or smooth over disagreements. In the 80s, it stopped giving them away and started leasing them, under the condition that all panda babies were the property of China. That meant more money for panda conservation and more pandas. Meanwhile, host zoos like Adelaide get to attract more visitors with their adorable adoptees.
It's spring and love is in the air.
But sadly, Wang Wang and Funi haven't managed to have any babies.
They've been described as Australia's most platonic couple.
Keepers confirming Wang Wang and Funi have failed to mate for a fourth year.
And for a while there, the future of pandas in Australia was in doubt. You see, in the past few years, there's been a fair bit of tension between China and Australia. China restricted imports of some Australian products, which had a big impact on some industries. And requests to extend our lease on Wang Wang and Funi weren't guaranteed. Which is why it was seen as a really big deal when China's Premier Li Qiang visited Australia last week and announced that while Wang Wang and Funi will be going home, they'll be replaced by another pair of pandas.
Can I say how grateful we are for your generous offer?
My government is pro-panda. We like panda bears, and so do, I reckon, Australians.
Okay, it's hard to dislike pandas, but not everyone feels warm and fuzzy about our relationship with China.
We want the Australian government to ensure that human rights is not swept under the carpet.
Still, many see this as a step forward for diplomacy, panda style, as we prepare to say goodbye to our fuzzy friends and hello to some new black and white ambassadors.